Hello and welcome once again to another live stream of SYWK podcast. My name is Desmond and you are watching the Tuesday Horror Life. I narrate horror stories, and if you'd like to share your experience, feel free to join in. The link is there in the description. And I am going to start with a short horror story. And the title is The Barking Dog. So let's go ahead. Friends, the story today I'm going to tell you is about some strange supernatural events that took place in my aunt's house. My uncle had purchased a new house after many years of struggle. Everything was going fine when suddenly things changed for my aunt's family. Their dream house became a worst nightmare. There were very strange things happening, and everyone in the house could feel a negative vibe. And strangely, she used to hear someone laugh in an insulting manner and also could hear a dog barking. She also saw the dog a couple of times in her corridor with an evil look in his eyes, who either used to run away on seeing her or suddenly disappear. The neighbors could hear the dog barking, but it was visible only to my aunt. She also used to see a huge shadow of a man late at night, and because of all this, she had sleepless nights. She told my uncle, who also felt that something was wrong in that house, but he never saw the ghostly evil dog or heard the evil laughing sound. Sadly, due to all the problems, they had to sell the apartment. After that, nothing evil took place, and they lived happily after. Can someone explain to me what was exactly wrong in that house, since it was a newly constructed building, and what were the ghostly dog scenarios, and even all the evil laugh about? Since they had even conducted a puja ceremony, a house blessing, and other rituals before entering the house, but still they could feel the negative energy and they experienced something supernatural. I have read somewhere that sometimes negative energy develops in a place where electric poles exist or even a cemetery ground. There were a lot of electrical poles and lines. Is it true? Do let me know. What do you feel? So this was the story which I narrated from a website called has yourghoststories.com. Sorry for the background sound. Suddenly it got extremely loud. I'll get that back again. Yes. So yeah, that was the story, and the title was Barking Dog. So today I have started the live stream extremely late because I am kind of experimenting, because last week I had done it early. Not a lot of people joined in. Then today it's extremely late. I think so in India it's already 12:30. Here in the country where I live, it's only 11 o'clock. So I'm trying to figure out, because the funniest incident happened with me is on YouTube, there's a community page where I post sometime things which I'm confused about and I want to get an answer. So I put a poll to my subscribers saying that which is the best time to do live. It is 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, or 11 o'clock. And guess what? I got the subscribers to vote, but it was 33%, 33%, and 33%. So it was equally. So some people preferred 9, some people preferred 10, some people preferred 11. But today I know I'm extremely late. I got busy, but it's okay. Tonight, it's all about me sharing some stories from the website called as yourghoststories.com. Now, moving ahead, let's go to the next story. And the story, the title is called as Jin's Block. Okay. So, as you know, I narrate most of my stories from the website called as yourghoststories.com. And a lot of people come and explain and share their real life experience, and you will find stories country wise. So normally I select stories from India, but I decided let's go to a neighboring country and see if there is any creepy stories from Pakistan. So I did find a interesting story which I am not going to read or narrate. I'm just going to explain to you guys. It's a long story. Just before starting the live stream, I read it and I thought, instead of narrating the whole thing, I'll just cut it down and make it simple so you guys can understand. Okay, so I'll break down the story into three parts. First is the character introduction, second is the actual incident, and third is the interesting part which I like. I will try to discuss and see if the story makes sense, because eventually, for people who are listening, always remember not all the stories what you find on the internet, especially the paranormal stories, are genuine, are true. It can be false, it cannot be false. I don't know. But my channel do not promote blind faith or superstition. It's just for entertainment. You are just enjoying the stories for entertainment. So enjoy and chill. So yeah. So to begin with the character introduction, there are two characters. Okay. And the character, let's name them Abdul and Mujib. Okay. So basically they are a paranormal investigator and they have a team based in Pakistan. And this team is being led by Abdul and Mujib. Now, Abdul and Mujib are the main characters. When I narrate the story, when I explain what happens, there will be more characters which will be adding in the story. But for now, let's focus on Abdul and Mujib. So now let's begin and let me tell you what actually happened with them. Sorry. So now Abdul, he got a call from one of his subscribers or one of his followers. I'm really not sure, but he got a call saying that that person has a big property and is trying to build a farmhouse, but he's not able to because something or other keeps happening, and either the company who's going to build the farmhouse runs away or they stop working and they are not giving a proper explanation. So he felt that something is wrong, so he should check if the land is haunted or it is not haunted. So now, when Abdul got a call, he decided, okay, let's go and meet him. So now Abdul has told Mujib, now they decided that first visit will be only them. If they find something supernatural, then they'll get their whole team and then they'll investigate. And all that is how they deal with all their cases. But eventually, when they go for their first site visit, they also kind of investigate to see if it is kind of haunted or if it is not. So that evening, Abdul and Mujib, they leave from their house and they go to this place. Now remember, this place is somewhere in the interiors of the city, and in and around this area there are small different villas, farmhouses. It's an open land, and where they reached, it was completely open in the sense there was nothing constructed. So what happens is, now the person who they meet, let's name him Alex. Okay. So now Abdul and Mujib met Alex and they question him and they try to investigate and try to see like what is the root cause. Because always remember, not everything is related to paranormal. It can be something else. Maybe there is a property issue, that is why the other person is not allowing anyone to build here. There can be many reasons, so they want to go in depth and they want to understand what is the root cause. So they keep questioning Alex and they get to know that no matter what, something or other happens, and it's just like Alex feel that this is a cursed land, and even if he's trying to sell this land, no one is trying to purchase because already in the market and already people around that area know that something is wrong with this particular land. Hi Muskan. Muskan has joined in. Welcome Muskan. I'll be continuing with the story. So now, to keep it short and simple, they started investigating, and what they found is that no matter what, whichever part of the land they are going, they can feel a strong presence. Like they can feel like it's not only them who is walking, they can feel that someone else is also walking with them. So they decided to just be calm and try to find the history of this place. So they go back and they try to find the history of the whole land, and that's where the root cause was. So basically, the land which was sold to Alex was a land where there was a hospital built, and that also it was built, you can say, 60 to 70 years before. Because of some reason the hospital caught fire, and then the hospital was abandoned, and because of that the government had to destroy this and then resell the land. And when Alex purchased the land, he did not go in depth and he did not find out the actual history. So that is what was the reason, that was the root cause. So when Mujib and Abdul told Alex that this is the root cause, he was shocked to know what actually happened. And then when they started to search newspaper articles about this particular hospital, They eventually came to know that it was a mental hospital and a lot of people got burned alive and died there. So now, on that particular land, they say that there are spirits which are not in peace, and they will not allow anyone to build anything on that particular land. So, right now, Alex cannot do anything. He cannot resell it, and the thing is, such news spreads faster than fire, and everyone in the market knows that no one is going to buy that because of this particular thing. And this became more famous and more stronger when Abdul and Mujib, who are the famous investigators from Pakistan, confirmed that this is haunted. This particular piece of land is haunted, and you will not able to build anything. So yeah, that was the story. And also they believe that it's been cursed by jinns and XYZ. So this was the title, Jinns Block. So this also I read it on the website called as yourghoststories.com. So yeah. Anyways, for people who are there on Instagram, I'm basically live on YouTube. So do join me on YouTube. So moving forward, this was the story of a famous paranormal investigator from Pakistan. But I have changed the character names, obviously, because even in the story, the names has been changed. So now I really don't know who are these famous paranormal investigators. Because see, from India, I know there is Jayalani, there is Sarbajit Mohante, there is Pooja Vijay, uh, Wakar Raj, so many paranormal investigators who are quite famous. But from Pakistan, I really don't know. So this was the second story. Now, moving forward, I would narrate the third story. So I have basically two more stories to narrate. But before I move ahead, I have started to, put shorts on my YouTube channel, and I'm getting a good reach. But a lot of people are not subscribing to the channel. So I would request everyone that if you enjoy horror content and if you want to support me, all you need to do right now is subscribe to the channel if you're new, like the video. Even if you have subscribed, continue liking the video, share it on your WhatsApp group to people who enjoy horror content. I just want to increase this community of people who enjoy horror content, especially from India, because my content is in English. But yes, I prefer catering to the Indian audience, because there are certain people who enjoy horror content as well in English. So I'm finding my audience. I am right now on 1,800 or 1,300 subscribers. So eventually, inshallah, we should be growing day by day. So that's what I will be doing the hard work, but I also need help so that you guys share my streams, you share my channel link, share it with your friends, family, tag me on your social media. I'm just there to entertain you, and you are there to help me in promoting my content. So yeah, that's all for now. So moving ahead, there is another story. Basically, yes. Before I move ahead with the another story, I actually wanted to tell you one thing. In my last live stream, okay, if you have not noticed, in the middle of the live stream, I had put my camera and my microphone, everything I had put off, because I felt there was someone in my house. To be honest, right now I am staying alone, and I close all the doors, lights are off. This is just a dim light which is on, and out of nowhere I can hear bells, sounds of bells. So I first thought initially that maybe the sound is coming from outside. Okay, since I'm staying on the second floor, maybe from down from the roadside I can hear. But I could hear it extremely loud enough, and I felt that it is coming from somewhere. inside. So I shut off my camera, everything, and then I go to the hall to check from where this sound is coming. Because in the bedroom, I know it's not coming from the bedroom. It has to come from the hall room. So go to the hall room. The minute I open the door, the sound disappears, just vanishes away, and I can't hear it. I come back, and you can see me shivering on my live stream because I was extremely scared. But finally, I broke the mystery and I came to know what is the actual reason. So basically, I have a phone, and that phone got damaged, and there's some reason which it's just not working. And to repair, it's too expensive. So I decided I'll just buy a spare phone, which is like, just like a cheap phone. And I purchased that phone. My SIM card is there in that phone, and it's an Android phone. So I've never used an Android phone. I'm not showing off, but I'm just saying I've never used an Android phone. So basically, that evening I was getting a call, and the ringtone was bells ringing. I didn't know, because till then I always thought that my phone, which I'm using, because it's an iPhone, so I'm just used to a particular ringtone when I get a call. So for 2 days, I was actually scared, thinking that, like, there's something happened in this house. I can feel something negative and blah blah blah. But then eventually it was the ringtone of my new phone. And that's also another example where I can tell you guys that it's all in your mind, because I was doing the horror live, I was doing editing, I was reading horror stories, I was watching horror movies, that and all. So it plays with your mind. So there's nothing paranormal, there was nothing scary. But I thought, at that moment, I thought that it might be something paranormal. But to come to a conclusion, it was just my phone which was ringing, and I thought there was something paranormal. Okay, now the thing is, in my previous, I think so, last or not last, I think so, 2 or 3 live streams before, I had shared an image of a man. It was not a man, you can say like a ghost or entity, which was captured by some of my friends. So what I did is I told him, see, I want to know exactly what happened that night, because what you told me was just half information. So I want proper information. So he has written down a proper narration, which I am going to narrate now. Okay. Uh, Let me put it. Title has The Man on the Tree. Yes, Muskan. it was uh, it was my phone ringtone. Quite strange and funny, but it is what it is. Anyways, the title is The Man on the Tree. This is the same story which I had told you guys, but it was half information. I have got the full information. This is the story of the entity which they found on the tree. Some of the friends had gone to Lonavala, and when they clicked some pictures, they found something on the tree, which is, you can't explain that. So if you want to actually see the images, go back to my to the 50th or to the 51st live stream. You'll get the images, you will find the images. But this is the actual incident, what happened, because when I told you guys, that was the half information. So now I'm going to tell you uh, what actually happened, and this is directly been sent by the person who witnessed it. So I'm going to narrate it. Okay, so here we go. The man, the man on the tree. In Pune, before Ambi Valley, there is a single tree before a cliff where we often went for a drive and to get drunk. That evening, it was 6 of us: Roli, Mangesh, Jeffrey, Nikita, Blessy, and myself. And I was the only one wearing a white t shirt. When we arrived at the location, as usual, we began to drink. We were having a fun evening when a few of us decided to climb the tree. So the girls were in the car, Roli, Mangesh, and myself were sitting on the branch, while Jeffrey was down making our drinks. After a while, we heard the girls scream, so I asked Roli to go handle the situation. They told him that there was a white image that came far from a distance close to the car, circled the car, and banged the window. And that's why they got scared and started to scream. Due to my white t shirt, they assumed it was me, but Roli denied it. We all ignored the situation and continued drinking. But after a while, I felt something was not right. I was getting a negative vibe, so I told the rest that it was time to leave. Around 2:30 a.m., we left, and when we were on our way home, something strange happened. We found a puppy in the middle of the road looking straight at Jeffrey, who was driving. He was about to stop the vehicle, but that's when I told him not to and just run over it. And guess what? I was right. I knew something was off, and when we looked back, there was no one. Days later, we were going through the photographs of that night. We found something horrifying because the specific photograph of Roli, Mangesh, and myself while we were sitting on the tree was strange and weird, and to date, we can't find a logical explanation. The photos were captured by Jeffrey, and to our shock, we saw another person sitting next to us on the tree, whose face can't be seen at all. We feel that it was the same person, or you can call it an entity, who had scared the girls and was also sitting next to us. But we clearly remember not seeing anyone that evening, not around us, and not even on the tree. So, yeah, that was the story. That was the actual story, what happened. Because when I told you guys, it was half information. So if you want to see the images, you go to my live stream episode 51 or 52 and you will get to see the images because I've already showed it. So that are the images. But guys, whoever is there online and if you want me to show the images right now, I can show it. But if you do not want to and you want to go back and see, then please go ahead. Whatever you feel. Now, the link is there in the bio, in the description. Also, I'm putting the link right now in the chat. Feel free to join in if you would like to join in and share your experience. Uh, I would love to have someone in the studio and share their experience. And even if you don't have a story, you can come and talk anything related to the paranormal. If you want to discuss about a particular movie or a book or anything related to the paranormal, you can let me. Okay, you just join in. I can get you in, and then we can discuss. To be honest, I narrate stories and I create a proper pre-recorded episode. But on live streams, I prefer more of interacting with you guys and talking, and that is what I prefer. So yeah, that is the thing. So the link is there. Let me know if anyone would be joining in. If not, then I can continue with my next story. So let me see what is the next story I have. To be honest, I have one new story, okay, which I'm going to narrate towards the end of the live stream. But I have couple of stories which I have already narrated. But let me narrate it once again. Okay. Yeah. This is one. Nice story which I will love to narrate. Guys, I hope you can hear me because I've put the mask, so please confirm if you can hear me. The title is the title the title is Lonavala. Come on. Title is Lonavala Horror Story. Okay, so I'm going to narrate this story as well. Lonavala Horror Story. Hmm. Dear readers, this is a story from 2005 when I visited Lonavala for an office conference from Kolkata. From here starts the story. It was a silent night in Lonavala, and I found myself walking alone on the deserted streets of the small hill station because it was a weekday, and at that time there were very less tourists. I had come here for a work conference and a meeting with some very important officers, but it had ended earlier than expected, leaving me with a free night to explore the town. As I walked, I noticed that the town was quiet at 12 noon. The only sounds were the rustling of leaves and the howling of the winds through the trees. I shivered as I walked, feeling a growing sense of unease. I spent the whole afternoon like a tourist going from one place to another place. After wandering for some time, I came upon a big hotel. It looked old and heritage type of a property. I entered the lobby and the boy at the reception greeted me with a smile. Then they gave me a room and charged rupees 2000 per night, which was cheap for that moment at midnight because the hotel looked famous and big enough to charge more. Then the helper welcomed me and asked, "Welcome, sir. Can I help you with your bags?" I declined because it was only one backpack and I headed to my room, which was on the second floor of the hotel. The room was dimly lit and the furniture was old as it was a heritage hotel, but it was clean and comfortable. I decided to settle in and get some rest before my journey back home the next day. As I lay in bed, I quickly got to sleep because I was extremely tired from the journey and the meetings. Then, after some time, I mean after few hours, I heard strange noises coming from the hallway. It sounded like someone was walking, but the steps were slow and deliberate, as if someone was dragging their feet. I tried to ignore it and go back to sleep, but the sounds only grew louder. I got up and opened the door, but there was no one and it was completely dark in the hallway. But due to a small window, the moonlight was giving a bit of brightness in the hallway, but I could not see anyone. However, the sounds continued. I realized that the sound was coming from the room next door, which was supposed to be vacant because there was no other tourist on my floor. I decided to investigate and knock on the door, but there was no response. As I turned to leave, I saw a dark shadow move across the wall. It was not a person or a figure, just a shapeless shadow. Suddenly, a cold breeze blew past me and I felt a presence behind me. I turned around and saw the shadow again, floating in the air, casting a creepy aura. It seemed to be staring at me with an unknown intention. I froze in terror as it floated closer, the shape of the shadow growing larger and larger. I could feel its eerie presence on my skin, and I realized that I was facing something far more sinister than just an empty hotel. I smuggled out of the room, my heart racing with fear. I quickly gathered my belongings and ran out of the hotel, never looking back. I realized that I had stumbled upon something that I could not explain, something that was way beyond human. And then I stayed at the temple for the rest of the night near the railway station and waited for my train to Mumbai. Thanks for reading my story. I hope it gave you a shiver down your spine and made you realize the power of the unknown. Lonavala may seem like a peaceful town, but it hides secrets that even science cannot explain. As for me, I still wonder about the shadowy figure and what it wanted from me. Perhaps it was just a trick of the light, or maybe it was something more sinister. Whatever it was, it left a mark on my memory and a lasting fear in my heart. So if you ever find yourself wandering alone in a deserted place, be prepared for the unexpected. You never know what may be lurking in the shadows, waiting to reveal its true form. That was the story. That was the story of Lonavala haunted story. Let me know how did you like. A lot of people, not a lot of people have joined in today, to be honest, and it's very quiet. I feel like I'm just talking to myself. Whoever is there active, at least I hope you have liked the stream. Who's watching this after the live? You're watching the after the live. Then please, if you have reached till here, thank you, and don't forget to like the story. Anyways, moving forward, anyone would like to join in? Is there Muskan available? I can see two people live right now. Okay, I think so. Maybe Muskan is there. Who's the other one? And the biggest question is, where is Hani? Hani is missing, to be honest. Hani, I miss him, man, to be honest, because he keeps cracking jokes and it's exciting. Okay, I'm ending the live stream on my Instagram. How much also I tell people who are following me on Instagram that I am live on YouTube. I put a story also one hour before that I'm going live on YouTube, and I just keep Instagram open so the people who follow me on Instagram that they get notification and they join me on my YouTube channel. But whenever I'm live, everyone is sending me requests there. I want to join. I want to join. Arey Baba, come on YouTube and then come here and join and tell the stories. No. Anyways. Now, I feel that it's a very chill live stream. Not a lot of people have joined in, so I can end the live stream early as well. But this is one interesting story which I have, which I found on a Facebook group called as Ghost Freaks. Okay, and I am going to narrate the story. It is a long story, so let's name this my dead girl friend. Come on. Okay, so this is the title, My Dead Girlfriend, and I am going to narrate the story. So, sorry. So, here we go. The story is being found on a Facebook group called as Ghost Freaks, and this is a submission by Arthur. So let's read his story. My girlfriend died in a car accident. My mother woke me up the next morning to tell me the news. She was a mess, and I found myself comforting her instead of processing what she had told me. After she left, I could sunk in. I cried for hours. I started crying because my girl was gone. I kept crying because our last words had been hard ones, a fight over the phone. The funeral was awful. I only glanced at her body once. It made me ill. Later that night, I found myself hugging my pillow, unable to sleep. I fumbled for my phone in the dark. I read our last tech conversation. Then I wrote her a new message. I'm sorry, Ishita. I love you forever. I hit send and eventually drifted off to sleep. I woke up to my phone buzzing. I looked at the time, 1:49 a.m., and it was a message from her phone. It it says, "Forever?" I replied, "Who has her phone? Who are you? Please don't piss me off." Ishita replies, "It's me, Ishita." I was so angry and I didn't know what to do. So I replied saying, "Whoever the hell this is, please just stop." Ishita replies, "It's me, I promise. I'll prove it. Ask me something that only I would know." I proceeded to grill her with questions after questions. The sun was up before I was convinced that it was her. She said she could not tell me where she was, but that it was comforting. She said it was against the rule to talk to me, but that she could not help me. She said she could not call, but she said she would continue to text me whenever she could. For a few weeks, we conversed by text messages, usually late at night. We mostly spoke about our old times. She refused to share any details about her afterlife. I was just happy to read her messages. Then she told me I should start dating again. I told her no, and we started fighting again. Ishita says, "I don't think we should text each other anymore." I replied, "What are you talking about?" Ishita says, "This was a bad idea. They know, and I have been caught texting you. I'm sorry, I can't message you." I replied, "No, wait, I'm sorry, I can't lose you again." Ishita replies, "It's for your own safety. I have to go. I love you. Goodbye." I texted her every day for weeks, begging her to write back. I soon found myself in the grief of depression. I had lost her again all over. One night, one night, I woke from a dream that I was having about Ishita, only to find myself alone in bed. My room was cold and dark. I had left the window open. I grabbed my phone to check the time, and it was 1:49 a.m. Zero messages. I could cry, but I was drained out because I cried the whole evening. After a while, I heard a faint shuffling noise coming from inside the closet in front of my bed. I looked up, and there she was. She slowly emerged from behind my hanging shirts and jackets, pushing them aside. Even in the dark, her delicate features were beautiful. Her dark, wavy hair bounced as she walked slowly towards me. Ishita, I whispered. My heart was pounding. She did not say a word. She just stared into my eyes with a sideways smile. The moon coming in from my window made her pale skin glow. Suddenly, my phone vibrated on my bed. I jumped. She stopped and looked down at it. Maybe she can't speak, I thought. I picked up the phone and read the message. And the message said, "That's not me." How did you like this story? Because when I read it for the first time, it was quite creepy. He did not type it properly, to be honest. There was a lot of grammatical mistakes, but I like the concept of what he wrote. For sure, it's not true because I don't believe that a ghost can communicate through text and all. But he tried his best to uh, write an interesting story, and it is interesting. So yeah, eventually, this imagine you are talking to your girlfriend, dead or alive, regardless, and then suddenly you get a message from your own girlfriend saying that that's not me. It is going to freak you out, and then you will not even believe. Like you'll not even know who to believe, the person who's standing in front of you or the person who sent you a message. So yeah, that was tonight's live stream, guys. Four stories which I narrated. This was this random stories, and to be honest, my live streams are more about conversation, discussion. Last live stream, it was more fun because I had picked a topic called as Oja board, and then I was discussing about the history and blah blah blah. This was more chill live streams. There were these new stories which I wanted to see. So this live stream is basically like an open mic. I come and narrate the stories and see what is the feedback. And then if people like it and if I like it, then I properly record it with proper background music and some special effects and some extra jump scares, and then I upload that as a episode format, which you can hear it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere else as where in an audio format, and you can listen to it on YouTube as well. So live streams are more like an open mic for me and to chill. But to be honest, today not a lot of people are interacting, so I don't think so that this timing is also good, because I think so I should go back to my original time, which is 11 o'clock Indian Standard Time, 11 p.m. So uh, that thing I feel it's good. It's 48 minutes. I have completed my share of stories. I'll wait for another 5 minutes. If anyone would like to join in, feel free. I know people are, this is not the right time, and not only three people are live right now, and I don't know who are these three. I don't know if Muskan is still there or she's not there. Who are these three? But anyways, this was another live stream from my channel. All I need right now is support, and support, which is subscribing to my channel, which is you need to share this with your friends and family and get it, and get a lot of people who enjoy horror stuff. Even if you do not get time, at least like the stream and then you can leave. So YouTube will push to more people who follow horror content, paranormal content. Yeah, Muskan is still here. Muskan is saying, yes, I'm here, wondering where Hani is today. Yeah, even I'm wondering, because in the last live stream also, he did not come. But I feel that last live stream I started way early, and this live stream I started way late. So I need to go to my proper time, which is 11 p.m. Indian Standard Time, where people know that around this time I go. So Alex is there, Hani is there, a lot of people are there. So yeah, thank you, Muskan, for staying for 49 minutes. I hope you have to take some therapy because you stayed for 49 minutes and you heard me and my stories. I really don't know. You're doing something wrong and wasting your time. But thank you. Thank you. It is what it is, my friend. It is what it is. So, yeah, thank you, everyone. And all I can say is that I love you and I love everyone who supports me. Continue supporting me. And I shall see you in my next live stream or my next short or in my pre recorded episode. Just follow me and consume all the content. Yes, it is what it is. I'm going to maybe write a horror story about this. It is what it is. When I direct a movie, I will tell the ghost to say this. When the ghost come close to the person's ears, no, it is what it is. Maybe I'll try to make it scary. Let's see. But for the horror fans, I forgot to tell you that this weekend, 6th of July, inside yes, the final chapter is coming, and apparently the trailer looks interesting, and I want to watch that movie. So let me know how excited you guys are. I will definitely watch the movie. I'll make a reel. I'll make a review. I'll just tell everything. But I am going to watch that alone or with someone that we don't know. It is what it is. So thank you so much. And also remember, no matter what you do, someone somewhere is watching you. So thank you, everyone, and happy haunting. Good night. Ciao. Muskan is saying, I'll be the ghost. I don't mind. You are already the ghost, my friend. You are already the ghost. But don't ghost me. That's what I can say. I shall see you. Good night.